Okay, guys, a little bit of introduction to the following clips. The clips that I'm about to show you are actually old clips that were on standby because the project was not finished. And what we did is we were going to have the loss of prime issue fixed, but there was a change of plans because I decided to redo all of the cooling system. So the radiators were removed and the clutch fans and all that stuff. All the hoses were removed, so the antifreeze was out of the engine. What I thought would be a couple of weeks turned out to be weeks and weeks. First, it took a while to find some of this stuff, get it done. The radiator took probably a week and a half or so, and the radiators got installed. Some of the hoses are on and some of them are not because we need to remove the water pump and the thermostats, which is part of the cooling system. But that was a big issue. And I keep telling you guys that you don't want to break down on the road because of these things. So we wanted to order these parts, but we needed the engine serial number. We could not find that thing. And the mechanic kept telling me it's right there. He showed me on another engine. Well, finally, we saw what he was talking about, but it's so corroded, the numbers are engraved into the block very shallow. It's a very shallow engraving, so you can't read those numbers.
Yeah.
So I called the place where you get the parts, and they told me, well, call the manufacturer, they'll have it. And I did. I called them and they said, yeah, hold on. A minute, boom, there's the number. And I had gone weeks looking for these things. But if you don't know, you don't know. So we got the number. We'll see if we can get these parts and go from there. We'll update you after the fact. All right. Like I was saying, I replaced all the O-rings on this filter housing here, and there are no more leaks. And after I primed it, it started right up. Now I'm going to start it again, and tomorrow will be the real test. Okay, I'm going to start it and see what happens. All right, so there it is. Right now we're gonna go. We've got an appointment, and we're gonna stop by Home Depot on the way home. So, yeah, tomorrow's another day. Now the other thing is, because it was raining this morning, we found a little pinhole. Okay, after doing some research and checking the check valves here behind the engine, they're all good. It's still going and losing prime overnight. So I did some more research, and what it is the injectors, they have some little cups that prevent the fuel from getting through and holding the pressure and all that. So I believe that that's what it is. So I talked to a mechanic, and he said he could come and check it out for me. But it won't be until after I get these done, because I will be taking these radiators out and having them done, the fan clutches and stuff. And while I'm doing that, I am going to work on those lines that go under the floor in the middle. And I'm also going to take out this fuel tank and replace the plywood that's underneath, check for leaks and all that stuff. So as far as losing prime, I guess it'll be a couple of weeks before I can get that done and get him out here. So yeah. So right now I suppose we're looking at a couple of weeks before we can get back into the losing prime issue. In the meantime, because I am not going to take the water or the coolant out of the radiators until probably a day or two, we're going to work on the floor for now. We're going to remove the rest of this wood here and grind this rust, treat all this, and yeah. And what we'll do is we'll cut some, you're pulling the extension over there, that's why it's cutting in and out. We'll cut some plywood to fit it in here, and we'll lay some plywood here in the center. All right, guys, just a little bit of
update.
Yeah, just a little bit of an update. So far, we have not been able to order those parts and stuff because you know, the weather got really cold. A lot of people didn't go to work because it was freezing and snow and whatever. So, you know, but anyway, I didn't want to keep these videos any longer because it's been a while. So I'm going to go ahead and post it so you know what's going on this thing. And what seemed to be a very simple issue on the loss of prime was not. Because there are 3 check valves in the fuel system for the MCI bus. There's one behind the head, one by the filter, and one right there by the fuel tank. Mm-hmm. So we changed the one behind the head, we changed the one by the filter, the one by the fuel tank we didn't, but it's fine. And after replacing these check valves, it worked okay for 2-3 days, and then it go back to this whole thing. So I talked to a mechanic, and she says, yeah, it's almost 100% that those injector seals, I think is what they call it. Mm-hmm. He says they're leaking. So when you first shut it off, the pressure will maintain for some time, and then overnight you have no pressure. So you know, I could have gotten him to do this before we removed the radiator and all that stuff, but I decided, you know what, let's do it all at one time. You're going to have to remove the antifreeze and what have you. So yeah, so we're working on getting those parts, and when we get them, we'll change them. We'll get this thing all primed up and started. Mm-hmm. And then we'll get that mechanic over to deal with this prime problem.
Okay.
Now, again, I'm going to tell you, do everything as far as maintenance that you possibly can, because on the road, it's going to cost you a hell of a lot more than it would cost you if you do it at home.
Yeah.
Once you start waiting,
Not counting the time.
not counting the time is basically free.
Mm-hmm.
But depending on the mechanic that you go to on the road, they might not let you stay on the bus,
Mm-hmm.
on your RV, whatever you got.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have to pay for a hotel. You're going to have to pay for all your meals at a restaurant. So the cost just goes up and up and up and up.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention that because the mechanic that you're going to go to, you don't know them, they might just gouge your eyes out, So try to get all these things done. And I'm not saying go spend thousands just because. I'm just saying look at what you have. For example, in the bus, the water pump, it looks like it's been there a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no problem changing it. The thermostats, they've been there a while, so I have no problem changing them. The belt tensioner, it looks pretty good, but it looks like it's been there a while. And if those things go out on the road, your belt flies off, and then you've got nothing. Even if you have a spare belt, the tensioner will not keep tension on it, so you can go down the road, and that's a big problem. So, yeah, so I'm going to try to get all this done. So, fingers crossed, we don't have any problems on the road, except for things that we didn't deal with. But, I'm going to try to get all the major things so that we don't have those problems. So, after we replace those parts and we get the antifreeze back in there and everything is hunky-dory, we'll get that mechanic and deal with that issue. And when he does, I will update you and let you know what happened. All right, guys.
Okay.
Enjoy. Thanks for watching.
ขอบคุณเจ้า
See you next time.
แล้วปะกันแฮมไมนะเจ้า
See you.
บ๊ายบาย